Hey everybody, it's Brandon with FastDataScience.ai, and here is another week of This Week in AI. So welcome. I want to talk a little, well first, I want to apologize. Last week's video, I had to take it down because the quality was terrible. Somebody commented and said, hey, what's going on here? It was really choppy. I went and rewatched it, tried to figure out what was happening. Ultimately, I think it's probably just the connection on my camera was crappy. Again, I am not a video editor, so you are seeing a lot of this in its raw form. Anyways, I took that one down. We're jumping into this one. It's a new week, it's a new day, it's a new Friday, so we're gonna move on. So today is February 11th, 2022. We are in the second month of the new year. And I want to update you because I had some time this week. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you will have learned a little bit more about this, but I have made G-Scrapy even smarter. So in this edition of This Week in AI, we are going to be leveraging G-Scrapy's new intelligence capabilities. And what are those things doing? Well, what G-Scrapy is now doing is he is taking in information out of my email, just like he did before, parsing that out into different articles, and they are represented here as different documents. Then what we do is we layer on some data science. We create some document vectors for each of the documents based off of the different words that are there. We go about grouping them into themes or topics. Using a hierarchical approach to clustering. And then what we do is we tee up the best examples of each of the topics based off of their title vector and how it relates to the centroids for that particular topic, the vector for that particular topic. So way smarter. We're able to capture a lot more information. I'm able to organize the information coming out of my email a lot more effectively, and I get the best examples of each topic. So let's go ahead and dive in. What did we learn this week from this new approach? We found four meaningful topics or four meaningful ways to kind of group all of these different articles. And this week, those headline groupers fall in these four categories. So first was the application of data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence in different arenas and different industries. Number two is more focused on the future of data science, the trends, the things that we might see coming. Number three, skills and education. That was actually the largest group. This one's the most diverse, and it's the most closely related to kind of the future, because oftentimes what's happening is in those future articles, they're talking about skills and things that are going to be happening and important for the future. And then number four was just kind of a miscellaneous bucket. It was the smallest bucket. It's where we dumped all the things that didn't group nicely with the others. And so let's go ahead and jump in and see what the best examples of each of these, except for number four. We're going to ignore that one for the sake of time. Okay, so number one, all right, looking at what's going on in application. This one came out as the most representative of the applied category. Product management in the age of AI and machine learning. I found this article really interesting and kind of like a no duh, and actually maybe that's a theme in this week's edition of This Week in AI. There's quite a few articles where I was like, yeah, okay, no, really? But this one was funny because it did kind of put a little spotlight on project managers and the fact that artificial intelligence solutions, data science, machine learning, they're complex. They require lots of different moving pieces, lots of different technologies. And so what we need, and what often is happening, especially in larger enterprises, is project managers being assigned to these projects, and they're required to manage them. And these are unique because you're managing software developers, data science developers, machine learning engineers. You've got, back-end data folks, front-end folks. They're complex, and the data science elements add a new layer of complexity. And so what's happening is, well, developing AI is one thing, but managing those projects is a very new kind of thing. And so project managers who have a skill set to be able to manage these more complex projects and deliver successful outcomes, successful project completion, are starting to become in demand. So I found this article really insightful, puts a little spotlight on a particular area that is not necessarily directly involved in the development of artificial intelligence, but rather in the management of these artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning project life cycles. Okay, Moving on. So, number two, we're going to take a look here at the future, and this is the number one headline that was most representative, and it's sort of like obvious. Data science jobs that are set to be in demand in future. Okay, perfect, right? That definitely fits with the theme. Well, let's take a dive in to see what this article actually had to say about the future. All right, so in demand data science. Here are the top in demand data science roles that we can expect to be in demand going into the future. Data scientist. Yeah, that's the number one role that's in demand in the future. Again, if the theme today could be no duh, then this article really does a good job of kind of no dahing it up. So data scientist was number one, data analyst was number two, machine learning engineer number three, BI developer number four, and then statistician. I thought that was a little bit interesting. I mean, if there was anything interesting in this article that was a little less than no duh, it's that they specifically call out the role of statisticians. Statistical skills kind of fit in with each of the roles above, so it's interesting that you have a specific place for people who have skills in statistics. In some of my future videos, I'll take a look and a deeper dive at what role statistics play. Check out, actually, I do have another video in Understanding Data Science that talks a little bit about how statistics does play a role in advanced machine learning and how do we make those connections between statistics and machine learning and some of the things that we do as engineers. But that said, this article, again, was kind of a big no duh for me, aside from that statistician role. So let's jump in to the next set here. Okay, top 10. So now we're getting into education and skills, and this was the number one article that was the best representation of that group, and it was top 10 online business data science and analytics courses. Super useful article, had a lot of really great recommendations. Most of the courses that are recommended in this article or they're talked about in this article are low cost or free, and so they're MOOCs, that is massive online courses that are really I think they're essential for a lot of folks trying to break into the field, essential for leaders really trying to build out their kind of data literacy and data analytics mindset, data science mindset. So let's take a look at what those were. I'm going to go over these real quick. Feel free to pause here if you are interested in any of these courses. But Upgrad and Coursera were kind of the number one and number two companies that kind of came out as having the most popular data science oriented courses. So you've got Upgrad's professional certificate in data science and business analytics. Wharton has a class on business analytics in Coursera. Advanced Business Analytics Specialization by University of Colorado, also on Coursera. I'm not going to go through all these. There's a lot of really interesting ones here. What you'll see, though, is I think a lot of these top ones are geared a little bit more towards leadership and management. That is, folks who are in the sort of strategy side of data science and data analytics. And really understanding, sort of the fundamentals around those particular domains or those topics, and understanding how to use those in your own decision making. Lots of really good stuff here. Great article, great recommendations on courses. Definitely recommend checking some of these out. You can audit all the Coursera ones, I believe, at no cost. So, great access to really good information. Okay, so let's get into what caught my eye this week. It actually is another education-oriented one that kind of fell on the cusp of what's happening with skills and education, but also what's coming in the future. So this one was a really good example of that kind of overlap on those two topics. And so let's take a look at what caught my eye this week. Boom! Social data science major to debut in February. So for those of you who have been following me, you are well aware that I have a background as a research psychologist. In fact, that is what the majority of my education is in research psychology, particularly with a focus on social psychology and quantitative research methods. So when I saw this headline, of course it caught my eye. It's also a really kind of novel approach in education, in higher ed in particular, for trying to combine very different fields that have been combined in business for the last few years. I've been saying it for a long time that in order to be a good data scientist, you also need to understand people. People make data. In fact, you could even make an argument that almost all data is derived from person interaction, although maybe that's an overgeneralization. But nevertheless, what I love about this particular article is it talks about a new program that's hitting higher education. Finally, higher education is listening, I think, to and maybe even being a little proactive in where some of the trends are going to be coming in terms of jobs and skill sets. And this combines two fields that I really love, which is social science and data science. And so what is really cool about this is it's at the University of Maryland. It is geared towards undergraduates, which I think is also fantastic. It really does help to open up a lot of the opportunities of understanding a data science mindset and bringing that mindset to specific domains, in this case to social sciences. So there is a focus on people data in this particular program, and the program really does highlight the power of having subject-specific knowledge and combining that with data science skill sets, data science mindsets. And I believe that this really resonates with me. This is something I've been saying for a long time. I really, truly believe there's a lot of opportunity here for us as educators, as people who are involved in the field, in the industry, who are engineers and leaders and entrepreneurs. There's just tremendous opportunity here to continue to bring more people into the fold to be leveraging the tools and technologies of data science in their day-to-day thinking. A couple of quotes I pulled out from the article that I found really, really great. One of those: data is never acontextual. That is, the context that data is taken from really matters to what it means and what problems it can help solve. No question about this. This program really makes that essential, and it really highlights that specific message. And then the other quote I found really, really, I think, valuable: students who are willing to invest the time and energy can accomplish their academic and professional goals in social data science, even if they don't have access to upper level math courses earlier in their academic careers. I love this. I'm going to reach out to this professor. I want to chat with the folks at University of Maryland to find out more. I think it's a great idea, and I hope some of you also get inspired to take a little bit more of an intentional look at how your background that is not data science can be an advantage to your data science thinking and your data science education, your strategy, your business ideas, your development, whatever it may be. Okay, so that's it for today on This Week in AI. Let me quickly do the thing that I never thought I'd do, which is say, oh my gosh, I'm on lots of social channels. And so if you want to follow me, Medium is where I publish a lot of my blogs. So follow me through Medium at Brandon Cosley, all one word. I'm on LinkedIn. As far as I know, last time I checked, I'm the only Brandon Cosley there. So you can search for me, connect with me there. I'm trying to post more on LinkedIn as well, trying to bring in some more professional folks. Facebook, join my group at Think Data Science. I post a lot of information related to the things that I cover in this show, but also to other issues related to specific data science applications, leadership, entrepreneurship in data science, all those kinds of things. And then also I am now on Twitter, so I'm also trying to take advantage of the tech community that lives on Twitter and really start to contribute there, follow some folks. So you can find me and follow me on Twitter with @Brandon_Cosley. If you want links to any of the articles I've talked about today, here they are. Otherwise, I'm not going to stay here for too long. Hit pause, copy, paste, whatever. But have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed This Week in AI, and I will see you all next week with more videos, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, all that good stuff that gets me excited and out of bed every day, aside from all the other things that I do for my family. So, okay, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk next week. Bye.